What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You are on the sidelines with the Sideline Guys. Welcome to another edition of Sideline Guys. I'm joined by a buddy of people on today. First and foremost, we got to my left, my boy, my brother from another, my man, Jonathan Torado. Talk to the people, man. How you doing?
What's up, man? You know, I'm just pissed about these damn Patriots fans thinking that they that shit. You know, my Bills are here. I ain't listening to all that bullshit with Cam. Come on, man. I'm out already.
We'll get into that, brother.
I listen.
I'm just fired up. I see you fired up.
Man, nah, I'm ready.
So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, we got to go over here to my other brother to the left real quick, because based off of what just happened, I got to introduce my man. As we know, the eagle flying, Celtic pride wearing, anti-cowboy hating, my man, Derrick Myers. Talk to the people, brother.
Yes,
how you
sir.
doing?
What's going on, man? I know, I already feel like I'm about to, someone's going to try and come for me, but, when you're the king, that's what happens. You gotta expect that. You gotta expect that.
Yeah. I see the shots coming, man. I know you fired up and you ready too. So
I'm warmed up, man. I got everything warmed up and ready to go. I'm loose.
Some of this
hashtag
no ad.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, careful now, fellas. Hold on. I still gotta mediate this thing. So before I let these dogs loose, I gotta introduce a new guest to the field. He on the sidelines with us. You know what I mean? And I know he's got some stuff to say as well. You know what I mean? And, let's just say I just learned about this brother. And I'm not sure if he mentioned his football team just yet, but I do know this man has officially listed himself as a Spur on the making. You know what I mean? So, without further ado, let me introduce our new guest. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jeremy. How you feeling, good sir?
I'm doing good, fellas. Buffalo Bills fan here too.
Okay. So Bills Mafia representing strong.
All day,
jumping through tables, baby.
Hardcore Spurs fan. I'm around for it all.
Well, all right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into what's hot off the presses. What's been the talk of the NFL right about now? So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess there's nothing less to say except for it's about dang time, as LeBron James said when he won his first championship ring. It's about dang time. NFL former MVP, former league MVP, if I might add, my man Cam Newton has finally signed a deal with the team. He has a 1-year veteran minimum, need I mind, but a 1-year veteran minimum agreement with a team that many probably saw coming, yet some probably didn't expect or didn't really think was going to happen in the New England Patriots. Fellas, I unleash you. Talk to the people. What are your thoughts and opinions on this move right now?
I'll go first since I'm the new one.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
So, I personally think that it don't sway nothing. Cam is good, but I think he's done. Plain and simple. The move was warranted. The Patriots can't go into the season with Stidham. They knew they couldn't do that. So why not just pick up someone that was out there just waiting to get picked up? Here come Cam Newton. I respect Cam. Let me say that first. But overall, I think his game is I think he's shot. I don't think he moves the needle either way. I still think the Bills are ready to take over the division. Even if Cam do anything good, look at the rosters. Look at the rosters that the Patriots have. Look at the rosters that the rest of the AFC East has. Overall, I think, me being a homer, whatever, but I still think the Bills have the best roster overall in the AFC East. I still think it's our division to lose, and that's just how I feel.
I hear you. So, not only do they have the best roster, but for the first time in a long time, we all know they have good coaching.
Absolutely.
I mean, so we there's been times we've had a lot. I mean, we talked about this last podcast, Dwayne, where Bills had Sammy, LaShawn. Thank you, Derrick, LaShawn.
No,
Robert,
thank Chip. Don't thank me.
Well, thank Chip. Thank Chip Kelly. But there was times
Still
where
think
we had
that one.
arguably some of the best talent in the division, but we just never had the coaching.
Right.
You brought in Rex, who wasn't really the guy to bring. He let players get away with a lot, right? That's what Rex was about, the player coach. Not that McDermott's the strict type. He's a little bit of both, right? He gives the players a little leeway, but they need to understand what the job is, get the job done like Belichick. So I just, with the talent we have overall, I mean, looking at the Patriots, Cam, let's say Cam gives you 80% of his MVP year, okay? 80% of his MVP year is worse than what Josh Allen was last year, statistically. That ain't good enough. And mind you, so the Patriots last year, their defense was number one. They were dominant for the most part, except the playoffs. They lost like 9 defensive players. So you argue that drops down. You look at the receivers. They got Edelman, NKL Harry. Who else? And mind you, is Cam going to have that same camaraderie as Tom had with Edelman? No. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelman's traded to Tampa Bay sometime this year. So you lose that. So people come in here saying, "Oh, Cam's the end all be all," bro. I think he can't. Mind you, Jeremy. We talked about this before. I was saying I want to sign Cam as a backup because if Josh goes down, we don't have anybody to keep us going. Like we don't really have a good backup. But I don't think Cam can carry a team. Maybe he can get them to 8-8, 9-7 because of Belichick. Is that good enough for a wild card? I mean, Dwayne, you're a Titans fan. Your whole division is good this year. The AFC East got better. The Dolphins actually did get better, believe it or not. They signed a lot of players.
Oh, no, they most definitely got better.
They most definitely did. I would say in terms of worried, I'm more worried about them than I am the Patriots because they got the coaching staff now. They definitely picked up the talent. So where did the Patriots fit in that? Are they doing 17 this year or no? Is that next year?
I think that's this.
This year, the playoffs?
17 this year, yeah.
17's in the playoffs this year? So maybe they sneak in the 7th spot. I just can't see them doing anything else.
I personally think it's going to be more like how the Cowboys pretty much will be this year. They have a new system, so you have a quarterback that's going into a new system. I personally don't expect to see like too much. So I agree. I think the Bills, I think it's theirs to lose, but that's basically by default.
Okay. So
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I have respect for the Bills. I have respect for the Bills.
No. The biggest thing that I think is the most important that people don't understand is every team in the league, for the most part, maybe like 4 to 5 teams are the exception, have new coaching staffs, whether it's like assistants or new players. Right. And what do we not have this whole offseason? OTAs, mini camp.
Yeah.
Arguably, training camp might not happen the same as normal.
It's going to be very hard for new players in new systems to be able to do anything big.
And especially quarterbacks.
Lucky the Bills have everybody coming back. We have continuity. So
they say 88% of our snaps are coming back. So the 12% is just backups. What I mean? Like,
I do actually think that I think the Patriots have something that they did not have before, though, which is speed at the quarterback position.
He brings a dynamic.
Yeah, he brings a different dynamic to their offense, which I think Belichick will be able to take advantage of. But I don't have any high expectations for any team with a new quarterback or a new system that the quarterback is going into. That's for every single team that's doing that this year because of everything that's going on right now. I honestly, that's why like the NFC East is laughable to me this year because every team outside my Eagles are doing the same thing. Like it's going to be a new system for those players to get used to. Right. So I think anyone that is coming back with the same system, majority same players, I think those teams automatically have an advantage over any other team.
Right. And you'd argue because of the lack of the offseason, you're going to see a lot of lower records this year. Like,
most definitely.
Well, anybody, I think everybody's going to beat each other up. I don't think anybody will be 14-2 or 13-3.
Yeah, I don't see nobody.
It might not be.
So I don't see no one running away anywhere.
No, I mean, I'm looking at every division in the league. I don't see one that's just surefire. I'm going to go for 16-0. You know, we haven't seen that since 07.
Yeah.
So, you know, and Derrick, you know, like, even though you hate the Cowboys, you hate every other team in your division, it's still a division game.
It's a division game.
Those games are weird. Like, look at the Patriots in the past.
Yeah.
They always lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah, division games are very weird and very hard to play. So when you're in a division game and you're in a new system that you're not used to, I think that's even more of a disadvantage for you coming into that game. So the Patriots will definitely have a lot on their hands this year, but you know, I think that was actually a great pickup for them though, getting Cam Newton. I just don't like the fact that he got the vet men. That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes no sense. I mean, it would make more sense for Colin Kaepernick to sign for that kind of contract right now versus
so many years.
Cam Newton, because he's been out for so many years. It would make more sense for him to sign that contract than for Cam Newton. Cam Newton that's injury. You know, that shoulder looks. Have you seen his workouts?
Yeah.
I don't put much on workouts to begin with, but to see the strength back in his arm, come on now. Like, I don't have any doubts that he'll be able to get back to that level.
Right.
He's still very young.
Well, you know, it's just the argument that the body's falling apart. You know, it's
nothing against him. Pretty much for everyone.
You know, well, yeah, fair enough, but his style of play, right? So Josh Allen's the same style of play. Mm-hmm. That's why McDermott and Bean, they drafted Cam.
Right.
They were there.
Right.
So they wanted that. That's what Josh was to them. He's the new Cam. You know. So
I'm still confused as to why the Panthers let Cam go. That's been my.
That doesn't make no sense.
It makes no sense. He was dynamic, and you bring back a healthy Cam Newton with McCaffrey. That's scary.
Don't forget who's in Carolina right now, though. They could draft first overall. Trevor Lawrence. Don't sleep.
I know. And I could see the desire for that, but when you have Cam Newton still there, like, I'm not choosing Trevor Lawrence over Cam Newton right now.
They got a good squad besides that.
I'll take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence personally. That's just me.
I do like Fields. I like Fields. I do like Fields.
Yeah, I can see if you're looking forward toward the future. You know, they do have a new team owner, so maybe he just wanted to go in a different direction. But I personally just don't see what the purpose was of getting rid of Cam Newton. It's not like he fell off. He didn't fall off hard. He was injured. There's a difference.
Right. And you know, like, look at Washington. Ron Rivera knows him. Why didn't you pick him up? Y'all need a quarterback. Like, Haskins isn't it for me yet. I'm sorry. I would like to have a Newton there just in case. Am I wrong? Like,
I would have gone for him. I would have gone for Cam Newton if I was Rivera.
They traded for Kyle Allen too, because Ron Rivera knows him. So,
yeah.
I guess he's just trying to figure it out there as well.
Yeah.
But when Kyle Allen when you could have just picked up Cam Newton?
And see Washington would have been different from me in terms of new quarterback, new system, because if they had gotten Cam Newton, because of the fact that Newton knows Rivera's system, it would have been an easy transition.
Right.
You know, probably a little more difficult for the receivers and running backs, but
at least a familiar face, familiar talent.
It's familiar. So I think see, if they had made that move, I probably would have said they have a shot at being number 3 or 2 in the NFC East.
Yeah.
And you know what? I guess my thing is too with Cam Newton to Washington. the receivers that Washington have almost fit the same exact mold that the receivers at Carolina.
Right.
You got McLaurin.
Right.
Too bad about Reed. I'm mad about him because
Oh,
I like
yeah.
Reed a lot. I like
Yeah.
Reed. But
and Geis is coming back.
Yep. Their receivers are short and shifty, just like they had in Carolina. Cam Newton would have fit right in with Washington as opposed to what he's going into.
I mean,
as a Patriot.
Cam made a Super Bowl with receivers just like that.
Right.
Kelvin Benjamin was hurt the whole year. That was the only big guy they had, Yeah. So I feel bad for Cam in the sense that you see guys like Kyle Allen, Stidham, honestly, was ahead of him for a while. Obviously, ahead of him for a while. They just picked Cam up. Chase
Brian
Daniels
Hoyer's obviously gone.
Brian Hoyer is they're keeping him. They said
they're going to keep him
as a third quarterback. Yeah. So he's still
I guess he does know the system. So
he's making more than Cam. He makes like $6 million.
Yeah.
You got Chase Daniel making both than Cam and Jamie's combined.
Yeah.
It's like
that, which makes no sense.
I mean, I don't want to go timeout here, but y'all see a little bit of a common denominator with the guys who are making more than Cam.
Hey man,
is there a certain shade or something, or is it just me?
Yeah. Most definitely. Call it like it is. The subpar white quarterbacks. Subpar white quarterbacks are getting paid more than
they try to say, because they know the system. Oh, Cam didn't make it to the Super Bowl. He just didn't know the system, huh? Like what?
Yeah.
Are y'all crazy?
I don't get it. I honestly don't understand that, and I honestly don't understand why Chase Daniel's even in the league.
I had an argument with a couple buddies about Cam, and the biggest, like I pull up articles and every receipt you can think of, right, when it came to him, and the argument was, well, Cam's a poor character, or people try to say that he he's bad for the team. Da 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 da. That's a lie. I don't know where that came from, bro.
I don't.
He had his issues when he was in college, mind you. Every kid in college is stupid as fuck. They've done shit that they either did get caught for or just didn't. We're all dumb in college. We're all dumb when we're 18, 19. That's how it is. Okay, so I don't talk about that. But you pull up articles, Cam letting teammates stay at his house. Undrafted rookie teammates, they're making like $5,000 a week and barely survive on their own. Stay at my house, bro. Receivers, quarterbacks, sitting in the quarterback room longer than he should, working out with other younger quarterbacks, going to local high schools and working with younger players. Money, donating shit tons of money. Mind you, he made a lot, but still a lot of money.
He still donates money.
Help in Carolina still, after obviously having no association. He's from Florida. So and does stuff in Florida and donates for Thanksgiving and gives food out and everything that a character guy does, right? They talk about character. So where is this fallacy that he's a bad guy?
The only thing that I don't like about Cam Newton is his font. That's literally the only thing I don't like about Cam Newton.
Exactly. I really just can't read it sometimes. No bullshit.
It hurts my eyes sometimes, but
bro,
you can't read it.
Not at all.
Try to read it. You can't read it.
No, bro, that's the only thing. That's the only bad thing I can say about Cam Newton.
Yeah, and what is that? Like in retrospect,
that's
like
his
nothing.
It's nothing.
You know
it's his choice on font. That's it.
Like people talk about his clothing and things of that nature. Why does that even matter?
It's always non-football related things,
and it's
when it comes to black quarterbacks.
Yes,
it's always
it's only the NFL,
related. And it's yeah.
Look at Russell Westbrook. I'm pretty sure he just wore like a wool dress from the 1960s a couple months ago.
Yeah,
it just don't matter. Like in the NBA, that's been culturally accepted because we talked about this before. AI changed the perception that I don't need to wear a suit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So since then,
I bet Dennis Rodman helped a lot with that too.
Well, Dennis Rodman helped too much.
Absolutely.
I bet he definitely helped.
But it's just that's a tale of two different cultures, right? So the NBA is more culturally accepting for one, and willing to bring culture into the league, where the NFL's stuck in their old ways and they don't like to see different. Anybody, and this is different by color, by how you dress, by how you do things, by how you operate. How many times do we have to tell people because you act a certain way that doesn't truly define you? Like,
right.
Cam may be confident as fuck and you may not like it. It doesn't mean he's cocky or a bad person or has bad character.
Right.
Do I think he's going to be good? That's arguable. Is he injured?
Yeah.
Possibly.
See, that's why.
Season? I'll talk football all day.
That's
but
why I
don't
want the
talk about
conversation.
character.
That's where I want the conversation to stay when it comes to athletes, their
Right.
ability to
Right.
play the game, not what you think is going to cause a distraction.
You know what I see when I
because
talk
of
about
something
the Bills?
very stupid.
Can you come to this team and help us win games? I don't
Right.
care if you come naked to the press or do. I ain't gonna watch, but I don't care because I care about what you do for the team. As I'm sure that's what they should care about, right?
Yeah.
Their job is to do what they do at work, which is produce, and then go do what you want on your free time.
I have a feeling Cam Newton is going to ball out this year. I hope he does.
If his foot is healthy, I'm scared if his foot is
yeah.
You know, like I said earlier, I still think the division is is the Bills' division to win.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't just count out Cam Newton. He was the number one pick. He made it to the Super Bowl, regardless of how bad he played in that game. But he was the number one pick for a reason. You know, and ultimately he's out for revenge. Everybody passed on him when he got cut, and it took months for him to get picked up. Right. He's not going to shy away from whooping anybody ass.
Not at all.
And he does bring a different skill set, like you said. I mean, Tom Brady wasn't really good last year. So if Cam can give at minimum what Tom had plus the running ability if he's healthy, they're a threat. So I'm confident in my Bills, right? We had the good roster, the good coaching. I know we picked up Diggs. You know, we're gonna open up the playbook more, all that. I get it. But I said this since day one. Jeremy and I talked about it while gaming. I'm said, dude, I don't fear no one, but I'm gonna respect the shit out of the Patriots. I'll tell you that because they're still Belichick. There's still a 20-year dynasty still in the making until they're officially not there no more.
On top of that, you know, they lost defensive players and stuff like that. They still have the best secondary in the league. They still have the best secondary in the league. They still got, you know, they got Nikovic as a pass rusher. I mean, not Nikovic, the dude from Michigan, Winovich. They still got pass rushers. Their line's not bad. They got 50 million receiving backs that Josh McDaniels is going to use with a mobile quarterback now. What more can he ask for? You know, Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He would go, okay, cool. Now I have this person that can move in the backfield with all these running backs running whatever route I need them to run. That's scary. It's scary. So,
Yeah, I'm not sleeping on anybody, man. They got it. They still got it.
I'm gonna just say I'm glad he didn't go to Washington.
He's coming pissed, bro. I'm glad we don't see him until week 6 when he already gets some anger out in the first 5 weeks. Like, I
seen a headline maybe yesterday that it was only the Patriots and the Browns didn't offer him. I would have much rather him go to the Browns and back up Mayfield. I don't want to see him. I didn't want to see him in the East. So I didn't want to see him there. But
you know, it's. I'll tell you what, for the Bills, though, it comes down to is Allen going to take that next step? We all know the year 3 step, right? Derrick, Carson Wentz, year 3 step was like MVP until he got hurt. And many times Derrick and I – was that – those 2? Damn. Jesus Christ. Well, technically it's 2 for Allen. Allen got hurt his first year. So, I mean, technically it's his second year playing.
Excuse me.
But – he needs to make that step. I don't think last year's Josh Allen's good enough to beat the Patriots this year. We need the new and improved Josh Allen to be anybody. Right. So, you know, he's been working, though.
And I'll say this. I think – I know I have a really good feeling that Cam Newton is going to ball out this year. But if he does, do you think they offer him a long-term contract? Or does he have to go somewhere else?
I think the money goes speak there. I don't think they offer him just because I really do think that they like Jarrett Stidham. And to halt his growth for a off injured quarterback, regardless if he does good or not, I think Belichick won't do that. If they keep him, it's because he took them to like the Super Bowl or something like that. Other than that, No, I don't. I believe Stidham is going to be their future quarterback.
And
somehow or another, they could get a Fields or a Lawrence or any one of them guys. Other than that, I think Stidham is the future.
Well, they're saying that if Cam ends up leaving after this year, they get a second-round pick from comp.
Okay.
So the
they
Patriots are all about draft picks. They won't. And it's crazy because the Titans actually could have got a comp pick for Tannehill, but he gets a long-term deal.
Yeah.
Another common denominator popped up.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. A healthy Cam on that Titans team last year?
That would have been crazy.
They win the bowl.
Him and Brown?
Easy.
Ooh, they win the bowl.
Easy.
Him and Henry? Oh, my God.
With Brown?
Easy.
Come on.
Easy.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Guys, stop putting ideas in fantasy.
Hey, but you know,
you gotta get off of this. Go play Madden, aren't you?
Listen, Tannehill's deal isn't like a true lock-in, right? So you guys can opt out after that year. If Cam really does ball out, remember, Vrabel's from the Patriots. He can say, "Yo, if y'all don't want Cam, hey, we're here."
What about Atlanta?
So, Atlanta, if they're done with Ryan. I don't like Ryan.
I don't like Ryan either. I don't like Matt Ryan.
I've never liked Matt Ryan.
Everybody seems to bring that scenario up, and I'm here to tell you, as a non-Falcons fan, and I'm not really a Matt Ryan fan like that either, but this city seems to be pretty locked on Matt Ryan, even though they blame him. They blame him a lot, but yet they have a love-hate relationship with the guy for some reason.
Yeah.
They blame him when they're doing badly, and they're quick to say, "Oh, trade him, get rid of him." The moment they do like really, really well, we love Matt. Oh, we want Ryan. You know, so
it sounds like Peyton Manning without the one ring. You know what I mean? Like for so many years they were frustrated with Peyton because he was so good and did so much, but just couldn't get past that hump.
Statistically, was really good,
right?
Just could not get over that hump. And I honestly would not mind seeing Cam Newton here in Atlanta. I would not mind seeing that.
He's from the city.
Yeah.
It's a hometown discount, maybe.
With Gurley, that would be interesting. A healthy Gurley, that'd be interesting.
Speaking of Gurley, those are your two surprises for this season.
That is the question.
Those are your two surprises of this season that I call. I call a surprise on Gurley and a surprise on Cam Newton because I don't think people are going to see those two coming.
Surprise, Gurley lasted 5 games instead of 3. Woo!
You guys are really sleeping on Gurley. And y'all, to my fantasy football players, my fantasy league guys out there who have had Gurley consistently balling out for them and probably won us championships.
He was trash for me last year.
He was trash last year.
He was trash for me in fantasy. I hated him.
But let's just say that was one bad year compared to let's go to the year prior to that year and say he was a monster every single game. So
he was good. He was really good. But when you have arthritis in your knee develop that early, I don't know. I have my suspicions. Do I think he can come back healthy? I think it's possible.
Who's the backup at Atlanta? Because they're going to use him a lot this year. So
I have no clue because they got rid of Ito Smith, right?
Still,
I think they did.
No, he might actually still be there. Devontae Freeman, who's no longer there.
Devontae
Freeman left.
Freeman's gone, and Coleman is in San Francisco.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
It still might be Ito Smith then.
So it might be Ito Smith.
Damn.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna ball out. I might actually pick him up in fantasy.
All right, we'll see. I'm about to draft him now. Just saying it.
late round pick.
Yeah, we did OTS.
I don't care about running back because I got Christian McCaffrey. So in both of them.
Yeah. That's a good
Careful
idea.
with that one, sir. Careful with that one, sir. I pick him every year, but that's the one year I won't pick him. Now that Cam is gone, he's a target.
Speaking of fantasy running backs, I think Miles Sanders is going to be someone that people are going to overlook that they shouldn't.
He's a baller, man.
He is a baller.
He killed Buffalo last year.
Dude, there's those players that you would have never expected to be that.
Yeah.
And then they just come out of nowhere and ball. Like, bro, y'all couldn't stop running against us. I texted Derrick after the game. I said, dude, I'm not even upset because that was such an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Like it felt like we had no chance whatsoever.
Yeah.
they controlled the clock. We're like, we couldn't even get the ball.
Yeah.
Because they were running so good, dude.
That second half of that game was.
But that first play in the second half, I was there. I was there.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to come up here for that game, wasn't I?
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't. I couldn't handle that shit.
I was at work watching it, and I was just like, the rest of my day was horrible. So,
man, they ran all over us, dude.
I think we're gonna have to do a top 5 fantasy by position.
It'd be dope. I'm down for that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that because I think Miles Sanders will probably be 2 or 3.
Never know. They're definitely gonna use him. Take a little bit of pressure off of Wentz.
2 or 3.
I think he'll be 2 or 3. Yeah. Actually, you know what? 3 because you got McCaffrey and Barkley.
Elliott might struggle this year.
You got Chubb too.
Yeah. I'll put Chubb at 4.
Don't forget
Got
my
Chubb
man.
also.
You gonna say? Yeah, I know you're gonna say Derrick Henry. Yeah.
King Henry has one more year left.
Do you think he'll be able to do it again this year?
Of course he will, especially with that stud center we just got. As soon as he develops really well, good luck getting past that big guy. Right in the center. One big center to guard a big running back.
I remember the Bills locking that ass down, but
did it get you an AFC championship though?
None of us got the ball. None of us got the ball. Only one person has the ball.
Rematch coming. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Hey, it is coming.
Yeah, my ring is back there.
It's definitely coming.
Man,
I agree.
It's safe to say, fellas. So I would like to bring up an interesting statement and see what you fellas have to say. We're going to keep this on the NFL for a second. Came across an interesting article, and it quotes right here. It says, former Packers great Brett Favre decided to play into this line of thought, saying he believes there's room for Green Bay to deploy Love like Hill. I think there's ways to incorporate it much like Taysom Hill. With the Saints, Favre told TMZ, use him as a halfback pass, but occasionally let him run and just show that you'll do that. Something like that. Fellas, given the nice controversial draft move that the Packers made, drafting a quarterback, and the feels that it put Mr. Rodgers in, do you guys agree with the great legend and Brett Favre and what he has to say about Mr. Love? What do you guys think on that statement?
I don't see the reason why to do that.
You know what? If people will probably argue with me, the best quarterback talent we've probably ever seen.
Bro,
Rodgers.
See, let me say this. I still say Rodgers. Everyone says Tom Brady's the GOAT. And it's all because of championships.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers.
So, I mean, you give him a combination, right? Like, he obviously has produced, and he's also won a lot. That's why Brady gets the GOAT. You always do that when it comes to GOAT. But talent-wise, Rodgers is the best we've ever seen touch the field.
Yeah.
Y'all got one championship out of that.
Yeah. No, Mike McCarthy got one championship out of that.
Right.
That's why I have no hopes for Dallas.
Knew it was coming. I was waiting.
The Dallas hate was coming.
That's exactly why. That's why I'm so.
You can't.
I'm so happy.
You can't go ahead and have such a generational talent. Mind you, he has years left, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I'm him, I would have requested to trade. The second I saw that Love get drafted, I hit up my agent. Yo, get me the fuck out.
Can you imagine him in New England?
No, because I would stop watching football.
Could you imagine if he had forced a trade to New England?
I'm like John. I couldn't watch football.
Tom Brady himself said, if Aaron Rodgers was in my position in my career, the Patriots would have 9 to 10 championships. They'd be better than they ever were.
Yes.
That's Tom Brady himself said that.
They would have kept winning.
Yeah.
They would still be winning now. There'd be no question.
No one would have won in the last 9-10 years.
No. Rodgers with Belichick's mind, McDaniel's offensive system, and I mean Belichick kind of runs the GM process, but the GM process, like the best talent to ever hit the field with the best coaches at the field and the best accomplishments you could ever see.
Yeah,
I mean it's just I wouldn't watch football. I hope not.
That would have been phenomenal, but I don't see that happening. I don't see them using him like Taysom Hill. I don't see that.
It's disrespectful.
It is.
Like Breeze is actually towards the tail end, right? Like he's getting older.
Yeah.
Rodgers ain't there. Like he's got, if he wants to play still, he's got 5, 6, maybe 7 years.
I personally think Hill was better than Jordan Love. So, number one.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, let's say, okay, number one, the Packers don't have no outside threat other than Devontae Adams.
Right.
Why even use any type of gimmick to move the ball when you have this Aaron Rodgers behind you? If someone's going to move the ball, let it be him.
Yeah.
So, you don't need Jordan Love to go out there and scramble around. Why? So he could get broken up? No, they don't have nothing else. But Aaron Jones and what's the dude from Boston College? A.J. Dillon.
Right.
Other than that, they have no other weapons. So bringing Jordan Love out there would just be dumb because he doesn't change the dynamic.
You should have invested in a fast receiver. One of the the deepest receiver drafts we've ever seen. You don't pick up nobody up.
Exactly why I was shocked.
A couple guys that that maybe they're mid talent, but you bring them to Rodgers and he levels that up, right? Like that's right. What good quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
And they avoided it completely. It's a slap in the face. And watch Rodgers still make something out of it because he's that good.
Most definitely. I didn't expect him to do as well last year as they did. I honestly didn't expect them to do that.
You don't expect that. They improved the defense.
Their defense was excellent. So
yeah.
Right. So they keep.
See, that's why I say that about Mike McCarthy, because didn't they pretty much have the exact same team as the year prior? If not the same, close to it.
Right.
He couldn't get them to do anything.
McCarthy, to me, for Dallas, is just the new yes man. It's
hey,
I brought somebody exactly new, but he's basically my Garrett.
That's exactly what he
Garrett.
is. That's exactly what he is.
Okay, Mr. Jones. Oh, you don't want to play Dak? Okay, we won't play him. That's fine. I don't need to play him.
Right.
That's exactly what he is. Yeah.
That's what he is. And he never seemed like the guy that takes the lead. And Jones never looked for somebody like that, right? He never wanted somebody to be the guy. The one guy he had is the guy back in the 90s won him back-to-back Super Bowls, and then he fired him because he was jealous.
Yeah, he ran him out of town for no reason.
Ran him out of town. He could have got you 2, 3, maybe 4 more.
Right. That Dallas team.
I love it.
I know you love it.
I love it, man.
It's just something to me, man. And you just think about there's so few really good coaching leaders in the league. You got the Reeds, the Petersons, the Belichicks that have those trees, where they came from or they started the coaching tree. McDermott's part of the tree, the Andy Reid tree.
We talked about that before too, about how Andy Reid has a better tree.
Right, and that's something we got to talk about in depth, right? I mean, all the guys that I just felt so bad because so many years everybody kept winning chips but him.
Yeah.
It's like all of his guys kept making it to the Super Bowl but him.
Yeah.
And obviously he finally got it. And he talk about one of the most deserving championships ever, man.
Man.
Like a guy that changed the game, that was always about, everything off and on the field. I mean, Derrick, like
actually cared about the players.
Right. Actually cared about them, their family, had them over for dinner, all that stuff.
Revived
Belichick's
career.
Don't give a fuck about nobody, and he's over here cheating again.
Yeah.
You didn't bring that up. We don't bring that up because I'm a Bills fan. You feel me? Bring that up.
Yeah.
It's just how many times is Belichick going to get caught before they finally say you're done?
That'll never happen.
The NFL needs.
That'll never happen. Yeah.
And that's just sad.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
You can banish Colin Kaepernick for saying don't kill us, but you can't get rid of Belichick for how many 4 or 5 instances of cheating?
Minimum.
Maybe more.
Yeah, that's what we know of. That's what we know of.
Y'all cheated against the Bengals,
and no need.
Let's just say
Bengals. There was no need.
If he's doing it now, he's done it before.
Oh yeah.
He's
It's
done
a matter
it
of he
before.
got caught. This dude, they lost a 3rd round pick, which is not. I mean, I would love an extra 3rd round pick right now, so you can't say it ain't nothing. They lost $1.1 million. They can't have camera crews at any games. this year, mind you, nobody can be at games this year anyway, probably. But over and over again, man, they just never learn.
Yeah, I and which is also we discussed him off camera. Excuse me, about how as soon as that punishment came down, that's when they signed Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
PR move.
PR move.
Easy.
Yeah.
They had Cam damn near signed on the contract already, probably weeks ago. They said, hey, we got some news coming out. Oh yeah, and they're like, yo, we got some news coming out. Obviously, you know about the whole video thing. Hold up, Cam. Just be angry, act like you're angry on Instagram real quick. Even though we're about to sign you, we need your story to cover this. And honestly, bro, that might have been the only reason they signed Cam.
I feel that
with how much I'm hearing about Stidham. I mean, that ain't fake. They love Stidham.
Yeah,
that's why I said what I said about Cam Newton. There's nothing short of a Super Bowl that makes me think that the Patriots are going to keep Cam Newton.
Right.
I think even if they won a Super Bowl, they'd still get rid of him.
Right. It's too much cost benefit to cost loss, right? Like you're gonna get the draft pick if he leaves. If you won a Super Bowl, thank you, Cam, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They can. It's so much for them that you gave me everything. I don't have to give you shit.
Yeah.
But I hope he does produce. I hope he does well because I do want him to do well, right? I still want to be in the league, and I can see him. Like I said, Titans. If a healthy Cam can change that dynamic, like I'd fear the Titans as much as the Patriots, if not more.
If the Titans got their hands on Cam Newton,
I mean, I fear the Titans now. So
that's a fact. But I'm saying you bring a healthy producing Cam to a superstar Henry, a defense that's always been good. A couple, I don't know if you guys, I'm not familiar with the acquisitions, but needed a couple secondary changes. I'm assuming you guys did.
Yeah, they got it.
And they did what they needed to do and brought in guys probably didn't know the system.
had a strong draft.
Right.
They got one of the most unstoppable wide receivers in the league. And he's only going into his second year.
He's a baller.
Not to mention, everybody sleeps on this, but we picked up Vic Beasley from the Falcons. I think we're gonna reborn him.
Snap, that's right.
He's gonna get rebirthed.
So I like that. I like bringing in guys who have been counted out because, they're not coming in to be the guy that they were expected to be in the first place.
Right.
Like Vic Beasley could come in and say, all right, we're going to give you 30% of the snaps. Give us more than you ever gave when you were given 100% of the snaps. Those 30%, if you give us 8 sacks all year, you're going to get paid next year.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's true.
I love those signings, bro. I love those signings.
I do too.
Chip on the shoulder. Love it.
Sometimes you need a change of scenery as a player, and
they also got rid of one of their best defensive linemen too. So
who's Casey?
The one that got traded to Denver. I forgot.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name either. Well, Denver's always picking up their damn defense, man.
Denver.
That's all they care about.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Denver is one of those teams I expect to do big things this next season.
Bro, it goes back to what I said earlier. No team can be slept on at all. I really can't think the Bengals were so bad last year, first overall pick. You get Joe Burrow. I don't care what everybody says. You get a talent like that, you're gonna be better. All right, so that's the worst team. The Giants, out of nowhere, they go 10-6 sometimes.
Stay right there real quick. Do you think Burrow is going to do better than what Dalton did this season?
No.
Yeah.
No. But they had a lot of acquisitions, though. They picked up a lot of offensive talent. They fixed the defense.
They did.
They drafted good. I mean,
they did.
So,
I think it's more so. I think it's more so due to the pandemic than his talent.
Right. Go back to that.
Not just him, but any of the NFL teams don't have the time to really implement their system like they want to. And if they're expecting him to be the savior right away, then they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because he can't pick that up right away. He is a rookie for a reason. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Luckily for him, he do have AJ Green coming back. He still got Tyler Boyd. He still got John Ross. The two-headed monster in the backfield. He got them. So luckily for him, he has weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
But will it equate to a 7-9 record? 88 record? No, I don't believe so right away. In a few years, then talk to me then. But right now, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, it's an interesting philosophy because today's NFL quarterback rookies are thrown into the fire, and they flourished pretty successfully lately. Kyler Murray is the perfect example of that recently this past season. Struggled at first. But as he really got the ball rolling, all of a sudden,
He's a
all of a
savage.
sudden it was like, whoa. You know, people were starting to wonder, okay, maybe he is too little to be in the league. And then all of a sudden, started shining, and it's like, oh snap, yeah, they got them a quarterback, bro.
Listen,
And
man,
so-
we might see less young guys even step on the field to start. I mean, they're not there. You're gonna see a lot of these veterans come in, and then maybe as these guys come along, they come in after. Look, it used to be, and I miss these days, where a quarterback got drafted and they weren't expected to produce day one.
Exactly.
Like, unless you were like Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, mind you, Rodgers sat for 2 years anyway. But
Even Aaron Rodgers sat for a few years.
and he sat for a few years too. So, and Manning sat. No, he played. He only played because the starting quarterback got injured. But he went 1-15 or something his first year. So, so even if Kyler was bad all year, you can't just say that's it for him after 1 year. Oh, he's too small. He can't do this. Can't do that. Manning was terrible his first year. Look what his career came into. Like, give them time. They're fucking kids, man. They're 21, 22.
Kyler Murray, that boy.
And he's that boy.
Kyler Murray is that boy.
And
he got DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
I
he
forgot about that.
He has Hopkins, and he still has Larry Fitzgerald, who was producing very consistently for him. So that's something to think about.
Wait, with Kenyon Drake.
Oh yeah.
Drake's a hooper, man. He's a baller too. Drake.
Okay. Let me ask
and Christian
this,
Kirk too. His boy from A&M.
Christian Kirk. Yep.
Do you guys see Deshaun Watson trying to leave Houston?
So I know where you're going with this. If he ends up with the Patriots again, I will not watch football again.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
I think it depends on how long the coach stays around. His moves has been
questionable.
Bad. Yeah, they've been bad. And then you pay the left tackle instead of giving D-Hop his money that he showed that he deserved years ago.
Oh yeah.
And then you bring in Brandon Cooks. Whatever.
Yeah.
What is that gonna do?
Yeah, well, that's not going to move the needle.
That's a drop off from Hop to Cook.
That's talk about the biggest Band-Aid ever. Like, hey, Deshaun, I know we traded the best receiver you've ever seen. Well, here's Brandon Cooks. Here, just take him. Just take him.
And then you bring in an injured David Johnson as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I could see him asking to be traded if the year goes bad. I could definitely see it.
I'm expecting the year to go bad for him.
Honestly, I really think he seems like a team player kind of guy, and I don't think he wants to leave Houston. I think anything they'll make the moves they need to make to keep him.
Whether
Houston
it's
may
firing
do
a coach.
Yeah, they may do some dumb moves, but they're smart enough to understand the fact that a guy like Deshaun Watson doesn't come around often. So,
which is very true.
And neither does Hop.
Yeah. Now that one, I can't speak on that one. That was completely dumb. But
That was all personal, man.
It was.
That's not business.
it had to be,
You can't, and it just proves the point when the NFL tries to say, "Oh, every decision we make is about business. It's always about business." Like, bro, you can't look me in the eyes and tell me a battered old David Johnson is the equivalent to DeAndre Hopkins. That's not. Come on,
Not at
man.
all. It doesn't
You
work.
gotta get a first round pick out of that at least.
That was by far the dumbest move in the last 5+ years.
Easily.
By the dumbest move. It doesn't make sense. Whatever hard feelings they had, I'm sure it could have been mended, but no, it was dumb. Dumbest move in the last 5 years. Easy.
Yeah, and I think also Jadeveon Clowney, not having him with JJ Watt, I thought they could have kept them together. I didn't think it was necessary to get rid of him either. So
But
like
look at
that's what
Clowney now he don't got a job, man. I don't know what's up with him.
I don't.
Alvin Smith got a job.
He's asking for. Yeah, I know that's true. Yeah. He's asking for too much.
What about paying Jadeveon Clowney $18 million?
He's asking for way too much.
Now he about to get like a $4.2 million, whatever's left in the cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring him on down to Tennessee. Come on, bring him on down.
Apparently, he's willing to sign with he said Dallas, Philly, and I can't remember. I think he said 49ers.
He clearly wants to go to a team that can win the Super Bowl now. So
I mean, if he wants to win the Super Bowl now, he comes to Philly. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him coming to Philly though, only because he speared Carson Wentz out of the playoffs, and I still kind of feel some type of way about that.
Oh yeah,
I feel some type of way about it.
So, if he came to Philly, those feelings would go right away.
They will. They will. They will.
Yeah, I know. Derrick was on a Twitter rampage when that man did that.
Oh my God, bro!
Man, this man almost called a popo on his ass.
That was probably one of the few times I actually went on a mad rant cussing on Twitter, because I usually don't do that, but yeah. That was probably that one time I did, because it still makes no sense to me. But I know Carson, he's already said, he don't feel any type of way about it. It just happened, whatever. So I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be any hard feelings for him to come onto the team. I don't have any expectations for him coming onto the team, no. I don't. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
The line would be nasty. It'll be much more than it'll be crazy.
That line is already very nasty.
Him and Fletcher Cox. Y'all still got Vinny Curry too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Brandon Graham, Malik Jackson. It's a very, very strong line.
Right.
And Derrick Barnett coming off the edge. I expect him to have a great year this season.
You guys need some linebackers still, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't see them going after Jadeveon Clowney. Well, actually, I think we have a good group, cool group. I'll say they're cool. But I think they're going to try and make a move for a linebacker.
Man,
either that, or they're going to try. This I also feel like it's very, very possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it could be possible that they try to get Jamal Adams as a 1-year rental in a trade. I could see.
You can use him as safety and backer, both.
Yeah. I think it's very possible they could try to do that.
Depends on the comp, but yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a good fit.
Douglas is from Philly.
Y'all still need secondary help, so I think I like that fit. I like it.
Darius Slay in Philly is going to be crazy. I'm excited.
I wish we played you guys.
This is the first time in 10 years that we've actually had someone I can actually depend on.
You know what? And it's crazy because talk about the Bills, right? Mm-hmm. We've had someone as number one for like 20 years. We had Terrence McGee, Nate Clements before Terrence McGee actually. Winfield. We had going forward. We had Gilmore. We had Trey White now.
Man. How do you feel about Gilmore?
I feel like Stephon Gilmore is the best cornerback in the league.
He is. He most definitely is. But I'm saying, like, because he's in New England,
you know what?
How do you feel?
When he went to New England, when he signed with New England, as a Bills fan, I was pissed. But Buffalo didn't want to – I don't think Buffalo wanted to pay him what he was worth. Nah. And, us here in Buffalo, a lot of us was more, Gilmore can't do this, Gilmore can't do that. And then he went to New England, and he showed out.
Yeah.
Like, completely showed out.
He didn't have the coaching staff, man. He didn't have the coaching staff.
He's the best corner in the league.
ring a bell. That kind of sounds oddly familiar. Huh? Did you say he just balled out, sir? Are you making a case for someone who just recently got acquired by New England? Huh? You don't say.
Oh, man.
Interesting.
Oh man,
man, that's a good one. That was really good.
I respect the hell out of Stephon Gilmore, and for anyone to say that he's not the best corner in the league, they're clearly short-sighted. He's the best corner in the league.
Yeah,
he's a baller, man.
He's
I wish we played the Eagles this year only because Slay and Diggs battled it out for so
that
many
battle.
years.
That battle.
They respect the hell out of each other,
Yeah.
bro. You see them all over Twitter going back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
There was just the one play where Slade locked Diggs down, locked his ass up. Diggs still got it by a hair because he's that good.
Yeah.
But everything else was a lockup.
Yeah.
And Slade's like, yo, that's my dog. Like, I don't even know how you did that shit.
Yeah. You have to give it up. You have to give it up.
You gotta give it up.
I got a question for you, Derrick. Where do you rank Darius Slay as far as cornerbacks go? Me personally, like the way that I feel about Slay is the same way I feel about like Byron Jones or something like that. Like I always say they're good to great, but maybe I just don't see enough of them to feel like they consider, top 5 like other people say. So
here's the thing. I haven't watched many of the Lions over the last few years.
Right.
I haven't watched their games that much. There's no need to. But statistically, I think when you look at what he's done, I mean, at worst, top 5, top 6. I'll put him somewhere in that range.
So I'll give you guys. It's funny you talk about that, Jay, because I just saw the CBS. One of the.
Oh my God.
That list is absolute garbage.
That list is so horrible.
Stephon Gilmore, Marcus Peters, who's been traded 4 times, Joe Hayden, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Peterson, Byron Jones, who's not better than Trey White at 7, Xavier Howard, who's arguably bang for bang with Trey White, Chris Harris Jr. and Marshawn Lattimore. What the fuck?
You with that list, honestly, you could say Slay is top 3, top 5.
Man, it's Gilmore, White, Ramsey, Slay, Peterson.
Yeah.
I think,
and you can argue like,
I don't
positions.
understand that Marcus Peters. Marcus Peters is the absolute biggest opportunist in the secondary in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's what Ed Reed was, but Ed Reed is just great.
Yeah.
He ended up on 2 of the best defenses to ever hit the field in the past 2 years.
Not just that, but the ball always just seems to fall into his hands. It's not like he's running and chasing and all this. No, the ball just seems to fall into his hands. So now he's the second best cornerback in the league. No.
This is why I follow all these X's and O's accounts. I hate highlights only because it doesn't show you what really happens, right?
Right.
Like Jeremy says, a lot of time, his picks look good, but 5 of them were because of safety popped it out. Or you look at the X's and O's, and he's cooked every play. The quarterback just never threw it to his guy.
Yeah.
You didn't allow a catch, but you still let the guy open.
Yeah, that's why I say statistically you have to look at Slay. I mean, at worst he's 5 or 6, but
I'll give you that, definitely.
I mean, he's definitely top 10. They don't even have him in the top 10.
I don't understand how they don't have him in the top 10. That's every time I saw. I think I saw 2 different lists. One was CBS, and I forgot what the other one was, but no one had him as top 10, which makes no sense to me.
I can't even think of anybody like Chris Harris is getting old. He shouldn't even be there.
He shouldn't even be considered.
So right away, that's Slay. Byron Jones, talk about opportunist. He's like the anti-opportunist though, because he not only does he can't catch.
No.
And he had 4 picks total his whole career.
And he got all that money for it too.
Come on. Trey White had a problem of not taking the ball away year 1, year 2. And McDermott and Bean said they had a conversation with him and said the only way this is going to work is if you take the next step and start to do takeaways. He led the league in takeaways. If not for Gilmore being that good last year, he probably would have been Defensive Player of the Year. Trey White.
He didn't allow a touchdown. Let's
just say one. Not one. And he was following. And mind you, we play zone. We don't play man.
Mm-hmm.
He still followed the best receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I don't. We're gonna have to come up with our own list of positions, bro.
Man, I'm down to do another pod, bro.
Do an OTS list.
Official OTS list.
We're gonna have to.
Rankings. Oh, yes, sir.
We're gonna have to because I don't think people do these things based off of facts. I think they do these lists based off how they feel.
Highlights.
You look at the highlights and you think, it doesn't make sense to not put Slay at worst 5 makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me.
Like to have Marcus Peters up so high don't make no sense to me. So
yeah.
The fuck, they saw his one pick in the playoffs and said, "Oh my God, he's number 2."
Yeah,
number 2.
I don't agree with it one bit. There's no way. No way.
Crazy as hell, man.
I'm not getting that.
Well, that being said, I think it's time that we transition from one sport of ballers to yet another sport of ballers. Fellas, let's get into some NBA action real quick. And let's talk about the fact that a month from this very day, we welcome back the NBA to our television screens after its monthly hiatus.
Derrick, get that sad look out your face, man. Come on, man. Get excited.
Look, man, I can't be excited for it, man. Listen. I can't be. I'm basketball is my favorite sport.
Right.
Absolute favorite. I'm sad because I know someone's gonna get hurt. I know for a fact someone's gonna get hurt. You don't have this much time off and then do a couple exhibition
they're giving them
games.
the same amount of time they usually have for training camp.
But but to go right into the playoffs.
Well, they got the exhibition games.
To go right into the playoffs. 8 games? To go straight into the playoffs. It makes no sense.
So they report the 3rd, and they start playing the exhibition games a month after.
They do
they got a month.
The play-in games.
I still don't trust it. I
mean, it's definitely a risk. So like every player is saying that, but honestly, man, looking at that though, like I'm not a LeBron apologist and all that stuff, but I respect what LeBron thinks. Like LeBron would not put his NBA brothers in harm if he didn't think. You don't think he's been in every single one of those meetings for not even just like muscle injuries? I'm talking about COVID, right?
I'll say this, yeah, because that's where I was about to go with this. I don't see how you limit exposure with this bubble, because yes, the players, their families, they're going to be in there, the crew, all that stuff. But how about the people that are cooking the meals? They're not staying there, are they? They can go home, right?
We haven't heard anything, so it would be safe.
There's no unless they're paying these people big bucks and say, "Yo, you're staying here for a couple months."
Right, cleanup crew, everyone that's doing maintenance on whatever,
right?
They can still leave. So the idea that these people can go out here and do all this and then come back into the bubble, that's still bringing exposure. Like, so
you can't test for COVID like
you
that.
You can't test for it like that. Yeah. Right, so right. I'm just it's. I have a feeling like this is going to, and we're seeing players pop up over the last 2 or 3 days that are positive.
Yeah,
Andre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie. They just came out yesterday with it, saying that they have it.
We were talking about the football thing. I think it said 3 Pelicans just tested positive too.
Right.
Today. So,
yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Because I have a feeling like they're gonna get down there, then all of a sudden it's gonna be a mass thing of this spread, which is gonna hurt the season again,
right.
And then it's gonna hurt next season.
So right
next
now,
season is already being talked about as being a shorter season.
Oh, it's done. It's definitely
they're shortening it.
Like Christmas Day, they're talking about.
Yeah, starting at Christmas, around Christmas, January, somewhere around that range, and then ending it like in summer. So you're already going to get a short season next year. That's why I didn't want this to happen, because you stop it now and then you start it in October, the regular season.
Give it that full time to
give it that full. Give it a full time. That's what I wanted to see.
This whole thing's just like, so they're testing all these players now to see if they're okay to go, right? That's why it's popping up, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of funny how all these tests are available when they claim that they were in a couple months ago, or whatever.
Tests, yeah. Everyone that's rich gets a test.
They get the test. They sure do.
Fast.
So fast results, like 1 hour results.
Yeah.
So, bro, for me, I think if we for sure, and I don't know how, right? So I don't know. I haven't been part of any of the meetings or anything with the NBA or any sport. If they for sure can prevent COVID from being in that bubble, I'm game. But I'm not too confident, kind of what Derrick is saying, I'm not too confident that they can. Like, how do you truly prevent a virus that none of us still really know anything about?
I don't know.
And mind you, in a state that's having the highest increase.
That's another thing. This is
ever
in Florida.
Since it started.
And I think Florida has more cases than, I think they say Europe or something like that. Italy or something.
Right.
Yeah, Italy.
I think I was talking to
doesn't make any sense.
I was talking to a couple of my friends a couple of days ago about the whole, Florida thing. Because, I just had to cancel my trip to go to Miami because of the whole thing. So it doesn't make no sense for the NBA, who's as forward thinking as any other sport that we've seen in a long time, to just move it. Like you have the funds, y'all have the wherewithal, move it. Put the players in a better mindset about playing, and then we probably won't see all these people dropping out saying that they're not playing.
Honestly, what's the one state in the country that's kept everything together is New York State. We got New York City has less cases. Mind you, New York City is like a cesspool of everything.
Yeah.
It's viruses and STDs and it's just shit all over New York City.
It's a true melting pot.
It is. Well, it's so multicultural, right? You got a lot of different countries and people from different countries coming in, understandably so. And it obviously just bringing stuff along, whether they have it or they're asymptomatic or we don't know. That's the scariest part about this is someone who may not be sick is going to spread it to someone who can get really sick like that quick as hell. And New York State has literally flattened the curve. Like if you look at our statistics, it's like way up here and now we're like way down here with all the stats, Right. So why not New York State? Even if it's not New York City, why not the Syracuse Dome?
You know what I don't what I'm actually shocked about that the NBA doesn't have anything like this at their headquarters.
Yeah. Or I'm just shocked they don't have a contingency plan in general.
Because
Florida was end all be all. Like with this bubble, it's not no physical unless you put a physical bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you really preventing?
Because I honestly don't see how all of this. I don't see how it's going to work. I know. I applaud the effort. You Adam Silver is the best commissioner
ever
in sports.
Ever?
I would say ever.
Yeah,
most definitely, because the way he's gone about business in general, and he listens to the players. He allows the players to be the face and the voice of how they're going to do things and how they're going to move. I applaud it. So he has to do his job, which is trying to bring the season, resume the season. That being said, I don't understand this. I don't get it because it makes no sense. It honestly, if they don't have
a collective decision though, for sure.
It is a collective. It's not just him. It's not just him.
The players. It's the players too. But
right, but I don't see how, because the WWE has a performance center. They can shoot their shows in their performance center and control the environment. Right. Do I agree with them still wrestling?
Well, now it's interesting you just brought that organization up because they've been getting cases left and right, and they just now started having employees wear masks.
Well, see, that's also Vince
took
McMahon.
A while.
That's also Vince McMahon being stupid. So
and it took a while. It took a while for them to put plexiglass around the barricades.
It did.
So that wasn't something that they did off top. So if anything, the NBA has been learning probably from
honestly. What scares me is with this increase in cases, whether we do what Derrick is saying and end this whole thing, start fresh, whether it's still Christmas or January, we don't know. This virus is guys, we're in something that's going to be in the history books for the rest of our lives. Like this is no joke. This is a pandemic that like we're going to tell our kids like, yo, I survived COVID. Like realistically, this is what this is. So when is it okay?
Like
we don't know.
It's funny that you say that. You know, with me being in nursing school, it's just the stuff that they talk about. Not only while I was in class, but in a hospital, just make it opens your eyes to like like you just said, we have never seen this. Never.
And I'm sure it's going to be a big part of your curriculum going forward. But in the past, pandemic was probably like one paragraph in one chapter. Like they're probably going to have y'all go like over everything, a whole book on it now. Dude, it's no joke. This is. I'm not sure if we'll ever be at a point where nobody can get contracted with it. Like COVID will be the new flu.
Bro, that's exactly why I've been staying home.
Listen, and like I said, New York State's been good. I still wear my mask. Obviously, we're required to anyway at stores, stuff like that. They're allowing gatherings of up to 20-some people. My little brother's having he graduated high school. He's having a grad party, not this week, but the following. Everybody's wearing masks at the party, probably. Hand sanitizer on deck. Like, and it's no disrespect. I'm trying to survive out here, bro. Like,
bro,
we don't know.
I should have invested in sanitizer.
No, I'm pissed I did it.
I man, should have done it. Should have done it. But yeah, I think I personally don't see how this thing lowers from this magnitude. I don't see how it lowers in the next year, how it gets back to a semi-norm.
That's why I think the NBA. So maybe this is the case. Maybe they're saying we're going to try this startup, and then they say, well, right now it's not working because there's so many cases, so many different things. But they're maybe trying to use this as a learning experience. What went wrong in the bubble?
Yeah.
That when next season starts, we can do better. We can have a better bubble in a better state in a better situation for everyone.
Which is why I'm saying, like, I am actually really shocked that they don't have a performance center type of thing at their headquarters where they can do something like this. They can just play their games there to try to control the environment. That's the only thing about WWE with this whole thing that I'm like, that's very interesting, because they even though they didn't control the environment the right way, they were still able to continue to have their shows. Right. And that's why I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what, that if the NBA did that, if they had a court, maybe 4 courts, and you have your own media personnel there, you're able to control a lot more, instead of having to everyone go to Florida to possibly get this thing back on track.
And that might not even be enough, bro. Again, New York State's been the most strict state in the country. Yeah. And we're fully reopened. They call it like phase 4. It's the last phase of the reopening. Mm-hmm. And movies still can't open. I still can't play basketball outside. Like, all the hoops are still down. What else?
They took my hoops down in December. So before this thing even really hit, I was driving past the court. I'm like, why are the hoops gone?
I need the hoop, man. This is my workout.
Wait. I'm hurting. Hold on. So you mean there are basketball courts with no hoops?
No hoops, just the backboard and the pole.
Just the backboard and pole.
I haven't seen that in my neighborhood yet. So that's
I might have to take a flight.
I have to check the local parks.
Swings or nothing up. So like little kids can't even play on the park right now.
Can't do nothing, man.
Yeah,
that's how it is in the state. It's how strict it is over here, man. So with that though, no matter what, the risk is just there.
Right.
I think it'll come to be. They'll come up with a vaccine.
Which I'm not.
They'll go by levels. Military is always going to get it first. So well, we'll know the true test, because no matter what new vaccine it is, military members always get it first, because they're our line of defense. They go down.
Right.
Right. So they always get it first.
Right.
So they're the test, if you want to call it a test, and then it trickles down from that. But I don't know if I would even take it.
I don't even take the vaccine for the flu.
Well, I do, but
I don't even do that. So
maybe I'm robotic. I'm a government agent.
any vaccine that they offer with me being a nursing student, I have to take it. So
fair enough.
My mom is a nurse, so I understand
that. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, I feel like we'll have no choice but to have to take it, because even if you have a job, jobs are probably going to make you take it. They're taking your temperature.
I'll figure out how I can work from home. I don't trust those things, man. I never trusted.
It talks about that's what's saying, like, in retrospect, people try to say, sports aren't that important, and that's the biggest thing to try to say. It's like, I disagree. I mean, they do have a place in society.
Almost
they
definitely
help people get through life. They have people who are activists within it that use that platform to speak on things that we spoke of many times, whether it's COVID or issues on race and things like that. It's always been that driving force for some people, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So, but the thing is, when you talk about importance, like my office, I don't even know if I'll ever be back in there again. So, and I don't hoop in front of people in my office. Like they're going to be all up on each other hooping,
right,
or tackling or whatever. So, the risk is there, and it's on the players. The players don't have to play.
Right.
If they choose to, it's at their risk.
No, I agree. I don't see this going well. And because I love basketball, I just want to see I want to see them preserve next season. I want a full season next year. I would have preferred just having this season just be cut. Everybody cut their loss, go home. Right. And then we just start up in October, November. But there are players that have taken out insurance policies on themselves in case they go down there and get injured. Very smart. I still don't see why Kuzma did it, but it makes sense to do it. It makes sense to do it because if you get hurt, that's it.
I mean, honestly, man, they like I said, it might be a true test, and they say we need more time. Come back in January. We'll have this set up in a better situation, and then they run it January to June, full 9 months, full season. By June, you can still have the draft when you normally have the draft. Finals would be done around the same time. Because what is it? October, November, December.
Yeah, finals would be around. Yeah, finals would be done around June.
It's usually about 9 months. So if you do January, that's the 6 months. About August, late August. So
no All-Star break, just goes right through. Yeah, I mean they're NBA players.
Maybe they were already talking about doing less games in general. Going forward for less back-to-backs. Go to 70 games, and then you'll be done in June, maybe early July, and then free agency starts 2 weeks later normal, and then maybe that's the new norm. Maybe the NBA starts January, ends July.
That's another thing. I wonder how this is going to affect free agency. Like, say for example, this season gets cut because they get down there and everything just blows up with COVID, and they just have to call it a quit. How does that affect free agency?
So everybody will be a free agent as normal. New season starts.
Right, right. But I'm saying like for those players that were due to be free agents that only got partial time to play this season, if they didn't prove, what they wanted to prove, how does that affect their contracts?
I think we'll see a lot of 1 year deals.
Most likely.
Most year likely. with the second year protection.
Yeah.
And then I also believe those states that have seen numbers risen, like teams like Orlando or
the Heat,
Miami, Dallas, teams like that, they probably won't even get a lot of visits from other players because they're so scared of.
So road games are going to look different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. I didn't even think about that.
They might, honestly, man, they might just pick 3 cities that are doing the best with numbers. New York, a city in the state, New York State. Maybe the whole Northeast region is actually doing really well, right?
Yeah.
If you look at all the numbers.
Yeah.
Pick 3 states, 3 cities. 10 of you go here, 10 of you go here, 10 of you go here. You guys all play there. Road games switch. Boom. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
As far as free agency goes, like John, you're a Knicks fan. Can you imagine?
I still don't know why.
Fuck.
Could you imagine?
All right, guys. Thank you for coming to the Sideline, guys. I am John Toronto.
Could you imagine all these marquee players coming to the Knicks because they refuse to go down south? That'd be crazy, but I could see that happening.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because the way you balance that, James Dolan. That's it. That is not happening.
James Dolan will put you in a room with 100 people with COVID and say, "Go play ball." He'll go.
Yeah.
So we will see. We'll see. I think a combination of people just saying, "All right, maybe informal agreement amongst all players. Yo, nobody hit free agency. We're all gonna hit back to our same teams. Let's run it back. New season. Well, let's run it back. There might be a de facto. That's what it is. Because there's going to be some players that may never want to come back, bro. There's players that made plenty of money in their careers that can say, "Fuck it." You think Marc Gasol? He just won his chip. You think he wants to risk his family's life, his own life? He can say, "I'm done. I don't care. Like the ball ain't that serious for me. I've won a gold medal. I've won a chip. I've been the defensive player of the year 3 times. I've made $120 million my whole career." He don't need to go back. So you might see more players like that. Mind you, he's got 3-4 years left in him. So yeah. I mean, LeBron arguably could say, "Fuck this, I'm done." He's bro.
And you know why
he's making more money than he'll ever make outside of basketball already.
You know what? I think the reason why he won't even do it is because he wants to make history with Bronny.
I think Bronny's there's a driving force, and I think that's why.
I think that's why he's staying
involved with so much going forward, because LeBron really don't have to.
He doesn't.
Now, mind you, when they went through the lockout times, Jordan was seen as the guy that got everything together and made things better, right? So LeBron knew he's going to be that guy. LeBron's the face. That's what it is, right? And every player says, I mean, look at Patrick Beverley. He hates LeBron. He says straight up, "The King says we're hooping. We're hooping."
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, that's a fact. He is the drive. Whether you think he's better than your team or this, that, or other, don't make a difference. He is the face. He can make or break this season right now. If he comes and says, "I'm not doing it," you're going to have hundreds of players say the same.
Right. I agree.
And I respect him for that. He's going to do things that's right for himself, and he could retire early. He could say no to this season. I mean, it looks like he's going forward with it. But trust me when I say the minute somebody on the team gets COVID, he's out. And he's telling everybody, "Shut it the fuck down. You'll never see me again."
Right. Most likely.
So, and I respect him. Yeah. He cares about the players. Believe it or not,
he does. No, he does.
All the players that Draymond and him are boys. Like they had issues in the past, all that with the finals. Steph and him are boys, even though all the drama and shit. I mean, Clay talk all that shit. They're boys. Like they're all boys, bro. Like even back in the day, Jordan. They try to say Jordan didn't fuck with no one. Jordan fucking no one on the court. He was friends with Barkley, Ewing, all them. They were all. You think they came on Space Jam because they hated Jordan?
No.
They worked out with him the whole offseason that year when he brought the court there. Yeah. They don't hate each other. It's an on-court thing, but when it comes to off-court, LeBron does care about his brothers and vice versa.
Most definitely.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I trust LeBron. I trust the leadership team. I trust the NBA. And when I say I trust them, do I know for sure they can prevent any of this happening? No. But do I think they're trying their best to not make it happen? Yes.
I think they have great intentions.
Yeah,
I don't look at the NBA the way I look at WWE. I look at the NBA as being a company that will put the players first and not the money before the players. But at the end of the day, it's still a business, and the NBA is a business. Every team is a business. Everyone's losing money by not having games played. So I understand the desire to resume the season.
Right.
I just think at this point it just makes sense to, like you said, make next season this season and just push it forward. Just keep going. Because I think by October, November, there would be a better understanding of how things are going to be able to go sports wise. Because
it's a second wave. They're talking about second wave.
Yeah, technically, we don't even know that the NFL is going to have a season.
Right.
Technically speaking, we don't know that. We're hoping we have a season. They're still months away from that season starting. So that that where they are right now, they can decide what to do, and not be not have to be very fast with that decision. But I'm just hoping the NBA has everything taken care of, because honestly, I don't see how you stop chefs and barbers and all those people that are not going to stay in that bubble to not get in contact with someone that does. And if the park is open, if the park is actually open, and those people, that personnel walks through the crowd, and there is someone in the park with COVID that's asymptomatic, we're screwed.
You're screwed.
The league is screwed. The league is screwed.
And the league knows that, man. It's going to be a couple trying months.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot to figure out.
Yeah.
Move it.
Right.
Yeah.
How about you do that?
Call the season quits. I'll call my Knicks the de facto champion. You know? Hey, nobody won it.
That's hilarious, man. You guys couldn't even win a fake championship. Let's
Man, we couldn't even make the fake playoffs. The fuck?
Well, my team ain't gonna make the playoffs for the first time in 21 years, if that mean anything.
Bro, great run.
Hell yeah.
Great run.
Spurs are that Patriots dynasty.
That's another reason why I don't even
without
know.
the cheating.
Is it very possible if the season does get stopped and they resume it next year? We're wiping this season out the record books, right?
So if this season gets stopped, the season's over. It will now be the new season when a season comes back. Yeah. So
that's
everything.
That's gonna be interesting. No playoffs at all.
Stats up to this date, up to the last game, will probably still count towards careers and shit.
Yeah.
Bonuses, all that.
Yeah.
I think record books in turn, obviously, like it'll be just 2018, 2019 season. Raptors are the champs. 29. They won't even be in 2019-20. Like it just won't be there.
It'll be the biggest undisputed champion of the world, and his name is vacant.
There you go.
Vacant is undefeated in every single league. Ask what he's done in the WWE. He's won multiple.
That's gonna be hilarious.
He's won multiple championships in every single sport.
That would be hilarious. I would be okay with them just stopping it. I'd be all right with it. I'd be all right with it.
I'm at that point too.
Yeah.
Like,
and
need to go on.
Right. And see, I'm speaking as a Celtics fan. We technically have a shot at being a champion this season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to jeopardize next season and moving forward just for this season. To me, that's terribly short-sighted to do something like that. If we can do it without jeopardizing the seasons moving forward, okay. But yeah, I'm just not into that. Just not into it.
I love Jason Tatum, by the way.
Salute. That's my guy, man. He's not.
But I have RJ.
That dude is. Yeah, no, you don't. That dude is a walking 35 with the new haircut.
Like
easy.
I'm a Duke fan too.
Okay.
I love Jason Tatum.
Yes. Tatum's the truth, man. And Tatum is what Kobe Bryant and Paul Pierce together is. He's their child. He is a perfect marriage of the two. Perfect blend.
Right.
Perfect blend. And I square up if you don't believe so.
That's my
square up. because I you see it all in his game. The way he attacks like Kobe. The sidestep three, he got that from Paul Pierce. You know, the handles, the mindset. He's a perfect blend of the two.
Let's stay on your Celtics right quick.
Let's go.
What do y'all do with Gordon Hayward moving forward?
He's got an option next year, player option. So he's going to opt in, of course.
With this climate, boy, you better opt in right now.
You better. I would. I'd call the cops on him if he didn't. But Gordon Hayward, to be honest, bro, I love him. I love him. He's, of course, if you want to say the big three is Tatum, Kimba, Brown, and then you go Gordon Hayward, and then Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is the heart and soul of that team, though. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone says. Heart and soul of that team.
Man, you know who would have been great for y'all this year if he did what he did with the Lakers with y'all?
Who?
Dwight.
I know.
Dwight.
I would have loved Dwight
Who's
Howard.
to say he doesn't go there?
I think it's still possible. You know
what I mean? Like he's not stuck with the Lakers for good. He'll try to help. I think he's a
1-year contract with them.
Right.
So
I mean, if Dwight can give you 20 to 25 minutes of that defensive rebounding, man.
you replace Dwight Howard with Enes Kanter. Even though I love Enes Kanter.
Yeah.
Great,
I mean,
great guy.
he was on the
great
Knicks.
character.
He was balling for us. He had like
he actually.
He
I'm be
trolled
honest.
your Knicks in a WWE segment.
He
once,
did.
Actually,
He did. That was beautiful.
He broke out a Celtics jersey and made the whole New York City just
in
boom
Madison
like
Square Garden.
I froze.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but honestly, you know what? What Cantor does with rebounding, I don't see that they get rid of him. So I would say they get rid of Vincent Poirier to bring in Dwight Howard.
I think he's the second best offensive rebounder in the league behind Steven Adams.
Good point.
Yeah, like Enes Kanter is really that good at what he does.
I don't need him to do anything else.
Yeah.
Hey, you can put Kanter and Dwight on the floor at the same time.
You can.
I mean, Kanter and Adams were on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, because you can move Kanter to the 4.
Yeah, I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Robert Williams. I think this season we were going to see him ascend, but because of COVID,
right.
we're
going to see a lot of teams.
He's going to be
more patient.
Healthy. Robert Williams is a problem.
Is he a true He's a hybrid 3-4? Is that what he is?
Robert Williams?
Short to me. Yeah.
He seems small. He does.
No. Yeah, that's Grant Williams you're talking about.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Grant Williams.
Yeah. Grant, I love that guy. Oh my God, I love him.
I like him at Tennessee.
I love him. Yeah. And he's continued. He's continued to ball. Grant Williams, Romeo Langford. Javante Green.
I could never trust someone who hoops named Romeo. I don't know why. I feel like a dude named Romeo can't hoop. It's just like a mental.
Watch him. You know what? I actually think Langford will be for the Celtics what we were hoping Gordon Hayward would be coming in. Of course, he got injured, so
right.
But which I still blame Kyrie Irving for. But
y'all also got the shooter. What's his name? Dang, light-skinned boy with the braids that was just shooting all over the place in the NCAAs.
Braids.
Isn't that Langford?
Langford is the one. He's got an afro.
Oh, look at the fro.
I'll think of his name and I'll get back to you.
Okay. But we got Tremont Waters in the D League, which I think he's gonna.
Oh, Carson Edwards.
Carson Edwards, yeah.
Carson Edwards,
the shooter.
Yes. I think Tremont is going to actually take over. I think he's going to take a lot of minutes next season. I don't know because I think Wanamaker's on a 2-year contract. I don't see him replacing Wanamaker immediately, but I think he'll be that backup point guard for Kemba moving forward. Boston, I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is not as a homer. This is watching how they play and looking at their roster. I wholeheartedly believe Boston and an LA team will be in the finals, and Boston will win against either one.
If they play this year.
I
mean, I don't really see
my prediction. My prediction was Boston Clippers. And I'm actually leaning more toward the Clippers being able to beat the Lakers even more now because
I think
Avery Bradley's gone.
I think the Clippers are a better team than the Lakers. Top to bottom, I think the Clippers are a better team. They're deeper.
They have a better coach.
They got people that could guard at the wing.
So
literally,
but never forget that sometimes it comes down to just the superstars, because you could have all these good role players and wings and dominant, defensive. When it comes down to it, which superstar is better than which? I'll take LeBron over Kawhi, and I'll take AD over Paul George.
I'm going with Kawhi. Kawhi, my favorite player, so I'm going with Kawhi.
I take LeBron only because, it's just LeBron, right? I mean, AD definitely better than Paul George.
If you're talking about being at the last minute, okay, I'll agree with you on that. But what is it going to take to get you there? Your role players. And I believe the role players for the Clippers plus their coaching is going
Put them in
to
a spot to win.
that's going to put them way above the Lakers. And LeBron is year 17.
They're gonna need people to step up big time.
They're gonna need to. And Avery Bradley, as much as people dog him, I understand the reason why, health reasons, because he hasn't been as durable. He hasn't been as durable. But you don't have Avery Bradley, and that is going to be an issue for the Lakers. He is a big defensive piece for them on the perimeter. But and that's going to be a problem.
J.R. Smith can play defense.
He can, but he's no Avery Bradley.
He can play defense.
He's no Avery Bradley.
When JR tries, they win a chip. That's the only time we actually tried that year. So, he can play defense. Will he is the question.
He can play defense, and if he goes to the right goal, okay. But
you said something about Boston. Like in the East, I only think it's 3 teams that could make it at the East. I think Boston is one of them. Milwaukee for sure. And I still think Toronto was good enough to make it out the East.
You know who my top 3 would be?
Okay.
Boston, Toronto, and Miami as a surprise. I don't trust Milwaukee in the clutch. I don't trust them when they're playoffs.
Miami got some dogs down there.
Miami,
they do.
If they don't have COVID, Miami is an issue.
Tyler Hero, I like him.
And you know who's underrated for Miami as well? Jay Crowder.
I forgot they got him.
Jay Crowder is an issue, especially
on the perimeter. Hoopers, like
they have
you gotta
dogs.
think. We're not going to see high-scoring games either.
Kendrick Nunn is a dog.
Yeah.
If we see these if everything happens still, like the season still happens in a month, we're not going to see 120 to 130 point games. It's going to be like the
old school.
Celtics Lakers games in 09-10.
The highest score is about 95.
95.
I also say that's why I say the Raptors. Kyle Lowry is one of the best closers in the league. Whether you want to believe it or not.
He has been a closer. But you also have to think,
especially as of late,
who's better fit for that type of game? I mean, Kemba's a dog. He's got that New York City in him. All right.
Yo.
I mean, you got. Tatum. He's a baller dog. I want more out of him in that side. Like he's talented as fuck. I respect that. So like dog mentality, almost like Jimmy Butler mentality. Like if you put Jimmy Butler's mentality with Tatum's overall everything else, you got like.
I think he has that mentality. I think he's scared to show it. No, he was scared. He was scared last year.
In the past, well, that's what I mean. The past, yeah. If he does bring that
this season, he was going for it, especially in January. January, February, he was going for it. And that was my criticism of him, is that he wasn't attacking.
But whose fault was that?
Kyrie Irving's.
Thank you.
Kyrie Irving's, most definitely.
Thank you.
And with him having Kimba, it's released
and not just
animal.
Not just Kyrie. I blame the Celtics a little bit, and I blame Angel a little bit.
Brad Stevens.
And Stevens.
Brad Stevens.
I blame all of them because the entire Celtics team felt like they had to walk on eggshells.
Well,
like, don't say this around Kyrie. He doesn't like that. Don't do this on the court or Kyrie won't be happy.
Yeah.
You need Kyrie to stay.
Yeah.
Fuck Kyrie.
Kyrie held the organization in hostage. He definitely did.
Like a mental almost, right?
A mental hostage.
They felt like they couldn't do what they wanted or needed to do.
Yeah.
And Kyrie just, I mean, he's not
Kimba
carry the team guy.
Kimba is a much better fit for that roster.
He is.
Kyrie is a baller. As much as I dislike Kyrie,
he's a hooper.
The handles are next level, and if I have kids, my kids are going to learn how to dribble the way Kyrie did. He had plastic bags around the ball to learn how to grip and have control.
Right.
So
talent's always been there.
It's talent, but his mentality is
Weird.
I hate it. I hate
weird.
it. If Kyrie had Kyrie's skills mixed with Kobe Bryant's mentality, he would probably be, I think he if not better than LeBron, he'd be right there.
He'd be able to lead a team.
He'd be able to lead a team to a championship. He'd be able to. But he doesn't have that understanding that I can't be the center. I can't be the guy.
I was going as far to say that you guys probably could have won a championship if he had that in him.
Oh, we definitely would have.
If he had Kobe in him,
that year,
Kobe's mentality, they would have won it.
Yeah, because you saw Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier, Brown, Tatum. They were all starting to kill it.
That's why Rozier was pissed off.
Yeah,
I mean, you can hate him all you want.
Oh, I don't
hate
him
all you.
I hate it. I hate it.
Did.
I hate it. I hated that he went on that media. I hate that he went on that media run. I hated that.
Because of Kyrie, though, bro. You don't understand. Because of Kyrie. It's all Kyrie.
I know. I agree.
I agree with Derrick on that. My brother is a diehard Celtics fan, and he hated it too. I don't know why Terry Rozier did that.
It made no sense. But I think he knew it wasn't. And you also know why I hate Kyrie, because he caused Al Horford to sign with Philly before they got Kemba. If Horford stayed in Boston, if he just delayed the signing by a week, he would have stayed in Boston.
Right. Because they could have gone over the cap to keep him.
Philly does not appreciate Al Horford. I hope and pray to God that they find somehow, some way to be able to give that man his money, let him go, and he comes back home. Because, Philly is a disappointment. As a basketball fan, Philly is a disappointment because there's no way that you have those guys together on a team and they don't do anything.
The only good thing about this pandemic for Ben Simmons is the fact he doesn't have to shoot threes anymore.
No.
he's so damn scared to shoot threes.
Like Joel Embiid get on my nerves so much, but I respect his game so
You have to respect
much.
his game.
I respect his game so much.
Simmons, Derrick, put Joel Embiid with your squad right now.
Well, Joel Embiid with my squad?
The Celtics. Any squad with the Celtics.
Oh.
Come on,
I'll take Joel Embiid over LaMarcus Aldridge any day.
I
know you would.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like about Embiid is that his motor doesn't always seem to be there. The desire to be that dominant player. Because quite honestly,
it reminds me of Shaq.
I was about to say that. He could be as dominant as Shaq, if not more.
So what was Kobe's biggest problem with Shaq, though?
He didn't have that motor.
Didn't have the motor. He
didn't have that desire, that
Mamba
will
mentality.
He didn't have that Mamba mentality.
But does that come from him already thinking, you know what, no one in the league will stop me anyway? So, I
think it comes.
It's partial.
It's a little bit of that, and I think it's also he's made it in his eyes, right? Like look at his background.
He signed.
He's
for what, like 120, 140 million, I think, somewhere in that range.
I mean, look at it, and then look at his background where he came from literally nothing. So at this
literally
point,
nothing.
He's content,
Yeah.
And he comes from a culture and background. He don't care about chips and like that's.
But you know what?
For them, it was always about NBA, like getting there.
Right.
His goals have been met.
You know what factor I think is also missing with Embiid? Having an actual coach.
Oh,
Brett Brown as his coach does not work.
No, it doesn't.
You give him a Greg Popovich, or you give him a Brad Stevens, or a Spoelstra. This
is why I say they're the Patriots of our era. Popovich's disciples do not do well outside of the Spurs. Just like Belichick's disciples.
That's a good point.
Do not do well outside. We talked about this. Like
that's a good point.
Dwayne had mentioned Vrabel, but Vrabel was never with. His last stop was with Reed.
So
his coaching phase was with Reed, not Belichick.
Yes, John. You said Popovich's disciples don't do good. Udoka is going to interview for your coaching job. Are you going to take him?
Man, Anything's better than what we know.
I'm about to say anyone you get is.
Second of all, they're looking at Jason Kidd. You want to know why they're looking at Jason Kidd, which hasn't fucking worked for fucking 15 years? Because he knows Giannis really well. We're not getting Giannis. Get a coach.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Who we have.
When I read that, I laughed so hard.
I saw Jason Kidd. I threw my phone. Well, can you guys see it? I have a little crack in my phone. I don't know if you guys see it or not. I can't even show it. Dude, there's a crack. There's an actual crack in my phone because I fucking threw my phone. I said, Jason Kidd, what? Boom, I threw it against the wall.
Bro, this is the exact reason why I keep saying leave the Knicks. It's not good for your mental health, bro. It's not good, man. It's
definitely an abusive relationship. Like, I can't – like, I want to leave, but it keeps forcing me to come back.
Leave, bro.
The one move that I don't understand, like, I like the RJ Berry pick.
Yeah, he's a good pick.
I – to this day, still don't understand why Julius Randle was signed by y'all. Maybe
especially
you're
for as much.
Because
but
we're the Knicks.
I didn't understand that move.
We're the Knicks.
Just
we signed Eddie Curry to a big deal when he was 436 pounds. We signed David Lee to an $80 million deal and traded him for pennies. Anything else? Let's see. We signed Coutinho Mobley when he had half a heart. I mean, like, what the fuck? We're the Knicks. Like, we can't.
That's signed Todd Gibson, too.
We signed Larry Brown. Good signing. Boom.
How about this?
Fucking 10 and 72.
You also got rid of Porzingis.
Yeah.
You also got rid of Porzingis.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, yeah.
No, hold on. No.
Yeah.
Amari, that was our best era in the past 20 years, believe it or not. Amari was a good signing. The problem was they were impatient to get Melo. Melo, and that's Melo's. I blame Melo for that. Melo said, get me now or I'm not coming to you. But he was anyway. And the Knicks fell for it, and they traded everything to get him. So we had bare bones, Amari, Melo. They can't care. They needed role players and defensive players and all that stuff. We somehow got lucky the two off seasons after Kenyon Martin became a free agent. Tyson Chandler was traded to us. I think it might have been a year after, but either way, we got guys in luckily, and this either by trade or by lucky free agency because of Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Solid vets, solid role players, and then we went 59 and whatever.
Was that the same year as Jeremy Lin?
No, Jeremy Lin was the following year. That year we went 45 or whatever. But we if not for Melo forcing himself to us, we would have built like we could have got more young players into the core. We could have done a lot of things. I blame Melo for his tenure. That's all Melo's fault. He should have waited. It was his last year.
That's Melo's fault, and that's also the Knicks' fault.
And it's the Knicks' fault for doing it. But if Melo's saying like almost publicly, "I'm not going to sign with you unless you just trade for me," the Knicks their hands were tied. Like Melo was their target from the minute he became drafted by Denver. Like they said, "Yo, he's a New York guy. He's going to want to be here." He almost damn near said it at All-Star games. Like, I would love to be here.
Yeah.
So in the Knicks' eyes, they're like, "Yo, we got it. We need him."
Yeah.
Like, so
I like Mitchell Robinson.
I love Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson's good. RJ Barry is good. We have a decent young core.
You know
who's gonna fuck that up? Jason Kidd. Don't please, Knicks. Look, this is a public. We're gonna make a clip. I know you make a clip when you post on Twitter. New podcast and Facebook. Don't post it for like when you do your normal highlight podcast tweets. You could do that. Do a separate clip. Tag the Knicks. I'm right here. Look, I'm saying it right here. Please don't sign Jason Kidd. Don't do it. Please.
No,
if you guys do, I'm done.
Please.
I'm done.
No.
I'm done. You know I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna go to Spain and follow the fucking whatever Spain teams over there. I can't. You're gonna make me have a heart attack. Please,
bro.
Please.
You should have left years ago. This should
not.
Know. Jason Kidd being tabbed as the next coach shouldn't even be a thought in your mind. But that shouldn't even be something that you're looking at.
We hired a great front office. Leon Rose is great. He's hired a bunch of well-known scouts, well-known executives that have former positions or current positions that they brought on. Scott Perry's a good GM. We have the solid base, and Leon Rose don't take no shit. Like I don't know how much you really know about agents, but he's probably one of the most well-known agents besides Rob Pelinka when Pelinka took the GM job, obviously with the Lakers. he's known. He's well known. He's well respected. Dolan seems to be staying out of his way because he knows the type of guy he is. We'll see how that goes. But we need development with the head coach. We need to bring these. We have all these draft picks coming up.
Who do you want as a coach?
Who do I personally want?
Yeah.
I think Kenny Atkinson would be great.
Ooh.
He got fired by the Nets, obviously. It's the Kyrie effect, Derrick. I mean, Steven survived it, but Kyrie came in.
A lot of Celtics fans were actually calling for Brad Stevens' head.
Exactly. I mean, Durant and Irving get there. Atkinson had brought the Nets from the. We all know the Nets trade, and I mean they gave up everything to take on three of the oldest players you could ever be traded for. And
AG.
And Atkinson came in after that. I mean, they were bad then, and then they were obviously bad after they left, and really bad. Lost all the draft picks they could ever think of. Atkinson developed that team into a consistent playoff team.
I honestly don't know how he did it.
And we have more draft picks and more talent than that Nets team had after Pierce and them left. So if Atkinson could do that with that, he should arguably be able to do it with the Knicks.
I think you guys have done a great job with your front office as of late.
Right.
But
Atkinson's the hire, man.
I will say this. Until James Dolan until he removes himself from ownership or he dies, the Knicks are going to remain the Knicks. That's just what it's going to be.
So there's rumors that, well, I know for a fact, that Dolan separated, so he owns MSG and the Knicks as two separate businesses, or they were one. Right.
Yeah.
And he separated the businesses with the idea that he wants to keep MSG and sell the Knicks eventually. Now, eventually could be 10 years from now. Yeah. But he set up all the stocks and everything like that to be two separate businesses so he can make that sale. The day he does that, I will be at COVID, no COVID, I don't give a fuck. I will be at Madison Square Garden in front thanking him for leaving. Because
bro,
thank you.
Bro. Until he introduced Jason Kidd as your coach.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, so I have to start doing research and figure out what team I want to go to if that's the case.
You should have been doing that 10 years ago.
Derrick, come on, man. Listen,
I've been saying this
I'm born and raised in New York City. I had the New Jersey Nets, and if you try to go to New Jersey, you get shot. So I had to pick the Knicks, okay? Second, I had to pick between the Yankees and Mets. All my family like the Yankees. No choice, Yankees. You can't just leave.
Bro, that's exactly. I was gonna leave the Eagles if Chip Kelly was kept around for another season.
Yeah, I said that. I said that. That's 2 years. That's 2 years for you, and I'm dealing with 20-something years.
I said that. I said that. Well, I don't see how you can stay around for such abuse. That's what I was saying. I gave Chip Kelly some time, and then when he proved that he was dumb as hell, I said, I'm done. If he's around, I'm done. And then they got rid of him.
I'll tell you what. Clearly I'm loyal, so my wife should be very happy.
Yes.
And, we'll see what the Knicks do.
Well, is that loyalty though? Is that loyalty?
Stupidity, probably.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Blindness. A few things. There's a few things. But,
Well, alas, good people of Sidelines, I hate to say it, but it is time for us to wrap this thing up. We have had so much fun, as you can tell, chopping it up with you guys about NFL news and NFL opinions, NBA news and NBA opinions that you'll find right here on the Sideline, guys. So real quick, what I want to do is just go around the room. Fellas, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
I'll go first, man. You can find me over on Twitter. One of the biggest things I'll shout out, though, is the Timeout podcast real quick. We've already done a couple episodes, but that is timeout_OTS. We will be trying to get an episode in ASAP. I know Derrick and I, Dwayne and I have talked about some topics we want to get into. Find me over there. Go ahead, D.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
So right now, I'm only running Facebook. Me and my girl decided to take time out from other social media. So you can find me on Facebook, Jeremy Mills Clark. I be on all the time. So I'm there. I will get my Twitter back up and going. When I do, I'll let everybody know.
Most definitely. And you can follow me at Derrick_OTS, as I always say, the black way to spell Derrick. And then you can also find me at OTS Guys. I run social media for OTS, so at OTS Guys as well.
All right. And as always, you can follow your boy Dwayne at Dwayne Dickey Jr. Check out all of our other shows that we have on the OTS brand, brought to you also by Six Families Radio at sixfamiliesradio.com. Check out OTS Guys at otsguys.com, and check out awesome shows like Life's a Botch and Time Out and Pass the Ox and Debate Fuel and so many other dope shows that we have right under the OTS brand. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are signing out.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Peace.